Welcome back to Vintage Story Aura Fury. You will have seen from a previous video that a painting competition is happening on Aura Fury. If I wanted to go in for this competition, I would not know where to even start if I wanted to produce a chiseled painting. Therefore, I asked my friend Aledark if he would show me how to make a chiseled painting. In order to do this, Aledark took a piece of tapestry because the level of detail on the tapestries is fantastic, and he showed me how to start making a chiseled painting. So I hope if any of you haven't made one of these paintings before and would like to enter the competition, that you find this video useful. My friend Aledark and I are going to give you some tips on how to start a chiseled painting. Now, there is some basic information you need. Aledark has put up a tapestry so that you can see what level of detail we can get to. But Aledark, would you like to explain what you were just saying about the number of voxels and pieces?
Yes. Yeah, basically when you take your chisel and you're over a chiselable surface, the smallest one could be is the size of 4 little pixels here, right?
Right.
So a voxel is composed of 4 pixels.
Right.
So if someone wanted to reproduce this 1 by 1 block,
Yeah.
you will need a 2 by 2 block to have the same level of fine detailing that is represented in that 1 by 1 tapestry block.
So you'd have to have basically 4 times the size to replicate that picture.
Exactly.
Right.
So what we're going to attempt, which will be my first real 2D painting in the game, even though I played for a while and did a bunch of other stuff, is analyze this picture and figure out which materials we could use to reproduce the colors. So it's a bit of a process. So if we take a look at the if we take a look at the tapestry, the darker brown could be probably slate.
Yes.
Which is as a dark purple tint, I guess.
Yeah.
And the lighter brown could be perhaps a slate sand.
Yes.
Maybe. The bluish gray could be on the side, probably.
Yes.
And the darker gray could be probably granite.
Yes.
I guess. And I was thinking to simplify the process because there's a lot of different colors in the background, that kind of beige. We could just use claystone for now, and we'll see if we want to add the more detailed parts later.
Understood. Yes.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to do a slightly simpler version, just for the purposes of showing everyone what to do. Obviously, if you do this yourself, you decide what colours you want to do, what picture you want to do, and the level of detail you want to do, yes?
Yep, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first step is to chisel a block. Since the background is basically the claystone that we picked,
yes,
we'll use that as the base of our multi-block chisel.
Okay, so we're going to chisel a multi-block, yep.
Yep. And all blocks, to make it simple, will have all colors within them. So I already picked a few of the materials in this chest. So we have...
oh, excellent.
We have the granite rock.
Yeah.
We have the slate rock, we have the slate sand, we have the andesite rock, and we have the claystone rock.
Looks
So,
brilliant.
so I'm thinking there's the slate rock I'm gonna use with the. Well, you can do it so people can see. I'll put a hammer there, make it into a polished block.
Okay, but the key thing is that you start with the rocks or the sand. You do not start with chiseled blocks, correct?
Well, we want to make it the color we want. So if we wanted to make polish, we have to make it in polish fashion before we chisel it.
Got it. Okay, so which block do you want me to polish?
I think the slate should be polished, probably.
All right,
The
let's try one. And to polish a rock, guys, you take your hammer at the top, your chisel, in the middle, and then you get a polished slate rock. Is that the color you want?
Yes. So we'll do the 7 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, there you go, 8 of them.
Perfect. For the andesite, I think the andesite rock is fine like that.
Yes.
And for the gray, I think we're gonna keep the granite rock like this as well to make it easy.
Yes.
So what we want to do, take 4 blocks of each.
So we take 4 blocks of each.
I have my own. I have all my blocks. You just need to take yours from the chest.
That's fine. I thought I'd lost some blocks then.
No problem.
Okay, I have them all. Right. Now what do we do?
So what we're gonna do is we can put them on the wall or on the ground. Doesn't matter. Like this. Basically, what we're just turning them all into chisel blocks.
Okay.
And then we're gonna break them and fusion them together.
Right.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking my chisel and chiseling each of them.
Okay.
Oh, I think I forgot to use the
sand.
Yeah. Do you have 8 block of sand, perhaps? Because I only I don't have the. Okay. Yeah, I need them.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So we just right-click chisel, turns it to a chisel block, right?
Yep. Each of them.
Just right-click it.
Yep.
And then if you look at it, it should be now a chiseled block.
Yep.
Let's do the same with the granite.
So after you have chiseled them all, you pick them back up in your inventory. So we will do the fusion of the blocks to create 4 multi-blocks with all those 5 colors. It should, when you have them in inventory, if they all stack in if it says chisel blocks, it should be all good.
And it says chisel blocks. It's actually, funny enough, it's the sand I'm worried about. Do you still have to pick it up with a shovel, even though it's chiseled?
Yes. Yes, or your hands both work.
Yeah, I've got 4 andesite, 3 chiseled blocks, 4 of those.
I pick one of your sand. Oops,
okay.
I threw it to you. It's behind you.
Yeah. And I've got one of your cob.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You can put it back in the chest or just give it to me.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up.
Okay.
So, as we said, the base of the painting will be claystone rock for all that beige look of the picture. We're not gonna worry in the different tint of the beige for now.
No.
Maybe I'll do that later off camera if I'm really
enthusiastic,
hyped about it. So we're going to put the claystone chisel block left of our crafting grid.
So claystone chiseled block. Oh, that is the beige, isn't it? Yes, on the left bottom.
Yeah, that could be left bottom, or Then at the right of it, we'll put the slate polished block, and it's gonna give us at the bottom. It shows chisel block, multi-material chisel block. So we take that after that. And then we're going to reproduce the same steps, having always our base at the left and the one we add at the right of it, for all the colors.
So do we take this block out of the crafting grid, the one with the two colors in, we put it in the right, so we take that one, and then which color do you want next?
You can add in whatever color order you want. It's no problem.
Okay, so if we go...
They're just going to be in the order that you add them with the tip mode.
So we add two at a time, yes?
Well, one more at a time.
Oh, I see. So what I do is I take the multi-block that had the two in. I've got it. I've got it.
With the third, and then with the fourth, and with the fifth.
Okay, so put the third one in. And then the fourth one. And then the fifth one. No, I can't do it that way. So I got to take this out and then put that one in. Okay.
So you should end up with just 4 blocks of the multi-material at the end. And
okay, so
this is a one.
Can I do more? Can I do more than one at a time? I can.
I don't know.
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah. 3, okay. Yeah. Well, that makes it easier. Okay.
And then I had I can't remember which I put in next.
It does not matter on the order, really.
Okay. It doesn't matter, okay?
Yeah.
All right. I've got them different order. I'll just tell you that. Because they won't stack. They won't stack. If I'd had any sense, I would have done it right the first time. But now we know how to do that, okay? So now we know how to make multicolored blocks. Yes. Now what?
So when you make a painting, basically you will put your 4 blocks.
Yes.
In such fashion, so you can do it on your side, on the left side.
Right.
First.
My odd one out is the bottom right block.
Okay.
Okay.
But as long as it has all the good colors, even if it's not the right order, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then you're gonna use your over with your visor over one of the blocks, and we're going to shave it down up to just a voxel with the different tools. So you start with the 8x8, then we're gonna shave it down with the 4x4.
I actually need a bigger block.
Yeah.
There we go.
Then after the 4x4, you will want to go at 2x2.
Right. I've shaved it right down. Is that okay? Hope so.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, let me get back. You press F, guys, here. And then that gives you the amount you want. There we go. And then you left click once you've selected F. Okay.
Yeah. And you might wonder why I put some cob all over the place. It's because cob is not a chiselable block.
Ah.
So, well, soil isn't either, but packed dirt, for instance, is there's different of blocks that are chiselable in the game depending on your world settings. In certain worlds, you cannot chisel sand or gravel.
So you're taking it down again?
Yeah, 2 by 2, and then I'm gonna do the long process of the 1 by 1. Because we want to have the smallest, finest detail. Of course, someone could have just made a painting right on the surface of a block, right? But then you gotta move the painting with the wall behind it, right?
Oh.
That's why we're doing a fine layer for the painting.
I think that's a good idea. Okay.
Okay, so
now you're down to
the long process of the 1 by 1 voxel for shaving off the 4 blocks. A way to do it is like put yourself against the wall.
Yes, good idea.
And then just do the. You can also use a block to elevate yourself if it's easier for you.
There we go. That's how you get it down. And that gets it down to 4 wide.
Yep.
Yeah, and that is easier because you can just run your chisel all the way along.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a much easier way of doing it, guys. Okay.
We could also have, for the people that have the workbench extension.
Yeah.
We could have done one, and then put the raw materials in for the 3 other blocks and copied the shaved off surface instead of doing it manually.
Right.
But not everyone plays with the workbench, so it's easier maybe to show it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm left clicking, and where I make a mistake and go too far, I right click, guys. I tell you what, one of the things if you are going to chisel anything is, and make a good job of it, you need patience. You really need time and patience to do this. So if you do decide to make your own painting, and there are lots of people who do, then what you must do is to really make sure that what you put there and what you do is something that you want to work for hours on and that you're interested in it. And a lot of people use tracery or drawings on squares, don't they, before they even start?
Oh yeah, you know the paper that we have that's all squares.
Yeah.
For mathematics.
Yeah, we call it graph paper.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So people often will plan their
yeah,
even chisel piece for a building. You can
on
that
yeah,
on that paper first, and if it works there, it should work in the game.
I know.
And I believe there's some maybe some of your viewers could help us, but I believe there's like pixel art or stuff like that that you can use on the computer as well to plan paintings and or tapestries or big piece you want to do in game, because I see it regularly in people video that they make, like some streamers reproduce sometimes their logo in the vintage story. Yeah.
Well, we have got ourselves down by the dint of lots of individual chiseling to this level of detail. Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just one little thing on the side, okay? So we're right down as thin as we want to go for a painting. Now, what do we do next? We could start with the
Okay.
bottom line or top line.
Yeah, we could do the top line first.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to see because it's night, but basically, you see the top left voxel is darker. Then there's three that are softer, which would be the sand. Then three that are dark. One is softer, and we can move on with referencing ourselves to the painting to do the wall line, right? Because
Okay.
they have different shading in the slate. You have the sand or you have the polished slate. So you can mimic or copy kind of the same number of blocks that's on that line, which should do the full line of the 2 blocks we have for our chiseling.
Okay. Now, how do I get down to... I'm going to start at the bottom. It's easier because I'm short.
Okay.
How do I get down to the colours I want? Do I just chisel into it?
Okay. When you hover with your cursor and the chisel in your hand, you hit F.
Yes.
And then you want to do one selection for the one voxel, the tool type, and underneath you have your 5 material. You have your claystone rock.
I do.
Slate rock polish, granite rock, and the site rock, and slate sand. So when you chisel, you want to select for each block the type of material you want to use.
So for the bottom left bit of that tapestry, I would select the 2 by 2 by 2, and then
the 1 by 1.
Oh, the 1 by 1.
Yeah, and we're doing it one piece at a time.
And then the slate rock, okay?
Yeah.
It's not there.
Go on the yes, it is. Like if you hit on the siding of it, you select slate rock and then you put it back.
My gosh.
You right click.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
So you have done one.
Oh my gosh. And I've done it the wrong colour. It's a lighter one.
Yeah. So what I think...
So we right
what I do is I go check and say, okay, three sand, 1 slate polish, and I just go like that. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
There we are. Right. So each time... So you actually take it out and put it back all the time?
Yeah, that's what I do. Maybe some people do it differently, but yeah.
So I want to do 2 dark there. So I take out 1. Are you coming out? You're not, are you? You're keeping it flat.
Yeah.
Right?
You're coming out.
I am. I'm all over the place. F. How did you get rid of that?
I just click on the left click. So take the little claystone out.
No. It's... Oh, got it. Yes.
And then
it's a left click to take it out. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And then... So basically, you do left click then right click. Yeah.
And then right. Oh my God. Let me sit down. I want the darker one. So I want to go to F, darker one. Got it. Left click to get rid of it. Okay. So I had 2 dark and then 3 light. Okay. I'm going to sit down again. 2, 3. And then we're going to go F. That one. 1. Whoa, it's fiddly. 2. Yeah, it has to be on the side of the one above 3. Wow. Oh my goodness.
What I did is I was losing count. So I just went with the little pattern just to mimic what it...
Wow. Okay, we will come back to you when we've got a bit further with this. I think you've got the idea of how you make these paintings. Well, you can see that Aledark has finished chiseling his picture, which looks absolutely gorgeous and astonishingly close to the one he was copying. Now, this is a tapestry on the left, but his picture, of course, is made out of stone, and it just shows you what can be done with this. It's really, really beautiful. But did that take you, did you say 2 hours, Aledark?
Yeah, it took me 2 hours.
Yeah.
And basically I added one more color than the one we set up together.
Yes.
I added some polish clay stone to make the darker orangish look that you see above the head of the person, or the clouds in the sky by the birds. So kind of to mimic the darker greenish look on the tapestry.
Yeah, it looks fabulous.
So,
it looks fabulous. I mean, that's an incredible painting. You've done extraordinarily well. There are 2 ways of framing, aren't there? One is you could frame within the picture, but the other is you can frame using the blocks outside it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could... I've done that around tapestries, actually, in my old base with Strom.
Yes.
Around the morning and around the early tapestry, I did some oak and suivite framing for those pictures.
Yeah.
And it adds a lot to it, because it adds a little bit of 3D aspect.
Indeed. Well, as I said, I have learnt an amazing amount, and I'm sure the people watching this have. But before you go, I would like to show everyone, I mean, you've been kind enough to do this whole picture for me, and I hope you do the other 2 pieces, because it is pretty spectacular, and I'm amazed at how well you've copied it. But I'd like to thank Aledark for his incredible patience when we were making this video. Some of the finer points of how to get this to work are quite difficult to grasp at first, but then as soon as you learn how to do it, it seems just so obvious. One thing I would say though is, when you want to move these paintings, if you have done them on the surface of a block, you have to move the whole wall. So it's a bit tedious, but if you do take the patience to trim them down to a thin layer, as we did before you start, they are easily movable. And to place them, as this painting behind me, which was done by Saraty, has been placed, you just put them onto the block, and then if they're not absolutely aligned as you want them, sometimes they will stick out at a different angle. Then you take your chisel, you run it over the part of the painting you're trying to place. And if you look at press F, there is a turning around symbol, and you just turn it round until it fits absolutely flat on the wall. I hope you found this useful. I certainly learnt a fantastic amount, and many, many thanks to Aledark. Bye bye.